Good morning, children. Welcome back with a new topic from Geography, Lesson 3 of Grade 6, that is Motions of the Earth. Today we are going to learn about the Earth and its movements. As we learned in the previous chapter about latitudes, longitudes, and different degrees of temperatures, etc., which is completely related with the Earth. The same continuation of the topic. Today, in this chapter, we are going to learn about how the Earth moves, what are the factors related to its movements, and many more. So, children, let us go into the topic. Motion of the Earth and its movement is completely related with the complete information about our Earth, that how it moves, towards which direction the sun rises, and many more things which are related with the topic. The Earth is moving all the time, and the Earth shows two types of motions or movements, namely rotation and revolution. So, first we have to understand about the Earth's axis. The Earth spins around an imaginary line running through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole, and this imaginary line is called as axis. Globe is a model of the Earth, as you learned in the previous chapter. We all have seen the globe, and this is imaginary line which is known as axis, and it runs from North Pole to the South Pole. The Earth's axis is not vertical. The axis is tilted at an angle 23.5 degrees. So you have to remember it, as it is very important, exactly 23.5 degrees. So first we will discuss about rotation, the spinning movement of the Earth on its axis, which is called as rotation. The Earth rotates from west to east and takes 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. So one day and one night are of 24 hours, which is called as rotation. And rotation is the daily motion of our Earth. Next is rotation causes a day and a night. The Earth rotates on its tilted axis, which cause day and night. Now let us see how it happens and in what way it is done. The spherical shape of the Earth, when we see, only half of it get light from the sun at a time, as it is of spherical in shape or round in shape. When the sun's rays fall, it gives only a particular part of the Earth to be in light. And as you can see, here is the picture. Also, the portion facing to the sun experiences day. The other half away from the sun experiences night. So this is the reason why it is night time in America when it is daytime in India. Okay, I hope it's very clear to you all, children. Now let me say, what would happen if the Earth did not rotate? Already in the previous class also, this was a general question asked to you. Yes, the portion of the Earth facing the sun would always experience day, thus bringing continuous warmth to this is a particular reason, and the other half would remain in the darkness and be freezing cold all the time, and half would not have been possible. Of course, life would not be possible in such extreme conditions. And the next is circle of illumination. The circle that divides the earth from night over the earth is called as circle of illumination. It will be very clear, and see in this picture the circle that divides the day and night over the earth is called circle of illumination. And this circle does not coincide with the axis, as you can see. Now, children, do you know who stated that the earth is round and rotates on its own axis? Yes. If you can, tell me. Exactly. Yes. As the ancient Indian astronomer Aryabhatta. So the second motion of the earth is revolution. Okay, in this movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called as revolution. And the earth goes around the sun in an elliptical orbit. The earth takes about 365 1/4 days to revolve around the sun, and we consider a year as consisting of 365 days only. Yes, dear children, do you know, like rotation causes day and night on the earth, even revolution also causes changes in seasons on the earth as the earth moves around the sun. And this tilt causes the sun rays to fall more directly on either on the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, depending on the position of the earth. So, to understand how seasons changes on the earth, we have to see some useful terms. This is how the earth and the imaginary line running in the center of the earth, the equator. So the equator divides the earth into two equal parts, that is the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. This imaginary line is the Tropic of Cancer, and it lies in the northern hemisphere. Another imaginary line is the Tropic of Capricorn that lies 23.5 degrees south, which lies in the southern hemisphere. So first is Cancer. So the first is Tropic of Cancer, solstice, and it occurs on 21st June. I hope in the previous video we have got a very clear information about solstice, where I have given a very clear images of how it occurs. Solstice occurs on 21st June, and now we will see what happens in northern hemisphere. Yes, in northern hemisphere on 21st June, the sun rays falls vertically at the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degrees north, and a large portion of the northern hemisphere gets a light. Now, see in this picture on 21st June, the earth is located in its orbit, that is, the northern hemisphere receives more heat from the sun, or the sun is overhead on the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degrees north. Therefore, it is summer in the northern hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. And one more thing, this position of earth is called as summer solstice. Yes. Now, we have seen that on 21st June in northern hemisphere it is summer season with longer days and shorter nights. But on the same day, it means like on 21st June in southern hemisphere also, all their three conditions are reversed. It means it is winter season in southern hemisphere with shorter days and longer nights. Yes. So now when there is summer solstice on 21st June in northern hemisphere, then after 6 months there will be winter solstice on 2nd December in northern hemisphere. It means season will change from summer to winter after 6 months in northern hemisphere. Now let us see what happens in the southern hemisphere, that is Capricorn solstice. Capricorn solstice occurs on 22nd December. Yes, as you have to remember it, a very important day. This date, Capricorn solstice occurs on 22nd December, and on this day the sun rays fall vertically at the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degrees south, and a large portion of the southern hemisphere gets the light. Now here in the picture on 22nd December, Earth is an equivalent position on the opposite points in its orbit, and because of this the southern hemisphere of the earth receives more heat, or sun is overhead on the Tropic of Capricorn. Yes. So on 22nd December in southern hemisphere it is summer season with longer days and shorter nights. But on the same day, it means on 22nd December in northern hemisphere all the three conditions are reversed. It means it is winter season in northern hemisphere with shorter days and longer nights. I hope you understood here very clearly. So now let us take an example of India and Australia. India is in northern hemisphere whereas Australia is in southern hemisphere. This is why when it is winter in India, Australia has summer. Okay. Now next very important term is equinoxes. 2 days in a year when days and nights are equal throughout the world are called as equinoxes. You understood 2 days in a year when days and nights are equal throughout the world, that is on 21st March and 23rd September, direct rays of the sun falls on equator, and at the position neither poles is tilted towards the sun, so the whole earth experiences equal day and equal nights. Yes. Now see in this picture, you will be very clear about equinoxes on 21st March in northern hemisphere. It is spring season. On the same day, it means on 21st March in southern. It means on 21st March in southern hemisphere, it is autumn season. Yes. After 6 months, on 23rd September in northern hemisphere, it is autumn season, and the same day it means on 23rd September in southern hemisphere, it is spring season. Thus, you find that there is day and night and changes in seasons because of the rotation and revolution of the earth. So, this is what about the motions of the earth, children. I hope you have understood the topic very clearly about the earth and its movements, day and night, days, time, and the important seasons, how they occur, about the summer solstice and the winter solstice, the action of motions, different ways in different degrees and all. Hope you are very clear with the topic, children. Thank you.